I believe I'm recording, and at the proper speed and such, I believe. So anyway, flowers, yeah, they're really, I mean, it really is, look at this. Look at this, really is quite nice. Actually, yeah, me likey, cat. Me likey the cat also, I have to admit, I do like him, we do get along. Hey, flower. Hose is dripping. I gotta fix that. So many things to do, but anyway, really is quite nice. Hopefully I'll be collecting zillions and zillions of seeds. Oh, welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happens YouTube Atheist Community and Tiny Chat Fun. Forgot about that part. Yeah, turn this off and then it won't leak. Anyway, so yeah, so much. Tiny Chat was pretty much the usual average, blah blah blah. But yeah, I did want to mention somebody sent me cigarettes, a pack of cigarettes and some seeds last week, and very nice. Thank you. And but I will collect seeds and such. The birds are getting most of my blueberries over here. The bush is just too inviting for birds. They don't even wait till they get blue, which is kind of depressing. They grab them when they're still green. Anyway, yeah, like I said, last night was pretty much same old, very nice conversation, blah, 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 blah. I was very tired, which, forgot my earplug, which was, which is annoying, but yeah, I have, it has been kind of a rough period, still fighting the Lyme disease, and then I had the sciatic thing, and that does wear you down, I guess. Pain has that effect. So we have evidence of the deers have done some damage. There we go. Oh, put that back in there. So they are trying still. Yeah, they almost got somewhere, but not quite. Got a little bit of slug problem too. Anyway, yeah, I guess, yeah, so they did do some, nipped off that one, nipped off these. So they'd be even, that one is really low on flowers. Yeah, got these over here. Yep. So that's the downside, is the flowers grow through the netting, and then they can feast on them as they did. So, well, price you pay for living in a state where we have no rational government, no useful government. Anyway, so yeah, I have sort of upped the rhetoric a little, and honestly, it's honest. So I'm not going to apologize for it. I've been an animals rights advocate for decades. I've been acutely, sensually, my mind has been distracted for a good portion of my life, contemplating the horrors, that animals endure, and I'm especially aware of the medical research and all the animals just disposed of. They genetically create these animals for the sole purpose of tormenting them for our benefit. And I'm not saying there's no benefit derived, but again, it's how much torture do you put in the pie, and the pie's toxic. So these are direct questions, by the way. When I ask a question like, how much torture can you add to your human accomplishment and still say the accomplishment was worth it? That's a question. If one of you people would like to answer it, I'd like to hear your answer. Because my point being made is that obviously it only takes a little bit of torture to ruin the pie, and it takes a ton of happiness to obscure torture. And that's the simple argument. I've made it clear over and over in conversations with these people in these dialogues that my fundamental premise is that yes, value is being created when you're torturing animals, and its negative value, and it's monstrous and huge. I believe that to be profoundly evil, and I don't like you. I don't think you're good people. I think you're evil, horrid monsters, suitably analogized with the cliche boogeymen of historical reference, and that's my personal feeling. I wouldn't sit down and have dinner with Hitler. I wouldn't have a civil, kind conversation with him about how well behaved his dogs are. And why should I do it with you? Why should I pretend I have some respect for your values, some respect for your evil? I don't. I hate your fucking guts. You fucking malicious torturers. And that's just the animal part, right? Then we get into this human thing and the recklessness with which people engage in this responsibility here. And I've made metaphors to drunk driving and how obscene it is, and I can't even imagine the rage I would have if I had invested, say, 16 years in the life of a child, worrying and protecting and nurturing, and some ass drunk plowed it over, paralyzed it for life. I can't even imagine that rage. I would compare that rage to, that poor woman who had her face ripped off by the chimpanzee. I can understand the chimpanzee's rage. I can understand rage. And I don't have that liberty. I understand, because I'm intelligent, that rage isn't permissible. But I can't imagine how I would contain my rage at a drunk, taking it away in that personal way. Now, logically, I know that it doesn't matter whose kid gets plowed over by the drunk. Rationally and logically, I know it doesn't matter whether you tie me to the gurney and inject me with cancer, or you inject the chimpanzee with cancer. I rationally, logically know there's no distinction, no meaningful distinction. I think the chimpanzee probably is going to be more terrified than me, because he won't be able to make rationalizations. He'll just know the horror's coming. They've done it before. They're setting him up for another dose of horror. They're going to hurt him. The evil's coming. And I'm sorry. Yeah, it enrages me to think about all this unnecessary pain. And then you just have little events in your life that just make it more obvious. You see these fucking assholes with kids, treating them like garbage, and the rage is re-engaged, and you just want to walk up to them and smash their faces in with bricks. But you assholes say, no, that emotion is inappropriate. What's going on is perfectly fine. It's part of the natural pageantry that we're all supposed to say has a function. Yeah, sorry. So that's the context. I'm just giving you a context. I'm sick of having civil conversations with uncivil bigots. They have no excuses. I ask them the direct questions. They won't answer them. They have no explanation. Pirro's justification for the suffering he imposes is, well, everything suffers, so it doesn't matter. There's so much suffering you can't find mine in here. My suffering is way over there. You can't see it because there's all this other suffering. So don't blame me. I have no accountability. I have no responsibility. Okay. Why shouldn't I have contempt for that human being? His excuse is, there's so many mass murderers and so many child molesters, I'm allowed. Okay, let's throw that one in the bin. Fuck that. Scheiser's excuse is, the universe created life, and the universe knows what it's doing, and even if it doesn't run a profit, it's the way it is, and we're not here to fix anything. We're here to just be animals. Alright, so that's his brilliant response. We're just here to be assholes. He's an asshole. We're all supposed to be assholes because he's an asshole. We should follow the asshole's lead and be assholes. So yeah, don't fix the broken. Ignore it. It's the way it is. We can't do anything about it. That's his fucking excuse. Don't do anything about it because I don't want to do anything about it. And that's pretty much all it comes down to. Why should I have anything but contempt for that human being? Anything. He's glibly stepping in the face, crushing the face, harming, torturing sentient life on this planet, and doing it willfully, and just saying broken is broken, don't play with it, nature is God. Do not attempt a repair. You have no right to fix it. I like it broken. That's all he's saying. I like slavery. That's all he's saying. I like to enslave animals to my needs. Shut up. That's what he's saying. Now why shouldn't I slide that human being into a bin? Why should I have any respect whatsoever? Because through arbitrary incidental circumstances, he would torture me for his satisfaction. Why should I have something other than contempt? How is he less bad than Hitler, or Mussolini, or Franco, or Stalin, or Lenin, or whatever boogeyman you can find on planet Earth? Reagan, Bush. How is he any better than any of these evil, glib motherfuckers who will torture others for their gain? He's not. That's the obvious answer. He's not. I should hate his fucking goddamn guts, and there's no point in pretending otherwise. If I was free to rage, I would rage. I would avenge his victims. I would avenge his victims. Alright, Hotla Day. He is now stupider than Skyzer. He's actually made a video dumber than a Skyzer video. So I think I'll make a response to that. But again, he's just glibly playing the game. He pretends to say, I agree with that, but he takes no account of it. So you say gladiator war, and he just says, yeah, whatever that means. So he just glibly steps past the fact that what that means is there's a bunch of testicles rolling around on the battlefield, and one asshole holding up his bloody sword saying, I'm cool. That's what it means, shit for brains. And the squirming guys on the ground going, puking their guts out and shit. Yeah, that's sort of a problem. So if you're going to have the gladiator show, the argument being made is maybe you need a redeeming purpose. Like maybe the show has to accomplish something to justify its gore and disgustingness. And he can't understand that. And that's where the argument of our origins comes in. That we're not by nature a cure. We're not by function sensibly constructed. We're not architecture. We're not engineered by a plan, by an objective, by a goal. There's no goal of fairness. There's no goal of accomplishment. There's none of that. There's a molecule replicating that creates a gladiator war and no redeeming function. It does not heal the universe's pain. It does not joy the universe. It doesn't do anything to redeem itself through its basic function. And that's why that argument is provided that the thing itself, the gladiator war, has to have a justifying function. It has to justify itself with a description of a value compensation, with an explanation of what of value is created through this grotesque spectacle. And he's just saying, well, there's some guys in the stands who are having a good time. The sadistic lunatics in the stands are having fun. Therefore, it's okay. And that's pretty much all he's got to say. And again, glib. As long as it's not him being slaughtered, as long as it's not him at risk, he'll play these games with other chimpanzees. He'll take all from them. He'll take everything from them. Just a grotesque theft based on a grotesque bigotry of I'm better than you. Everybody knows it. That's the extent of his logic and reasoning. So why shouldn't I throw that in the bin? Why should a preposterous bigot gain any respect or anything from me but contempt? Contempt bordering on rage. Yeah, rage contempt. Rage just waiting for the day where it's legal to give them what they deserve. Yeah, give them what they have earned. The same contempt, the same glib ignorance, the same blindness to accountability and responsibility. See, these people aren't ignorant, so you can't say they're ignorant and therefore they're irresponsible by ignorance. Okay? Piro knows. Piro senses that it seems like there's a lot of pain in the world. Yeah, so he sort of gets that. And his excuse is, well, there's going to be a shiny city on a hill someday. Reagan says so. You know, his redeeming purpose is, well, someday it'll make sense. Someday, gladiator war will be perfectly rational. Yeah, just totally made up fantasy. So yeah, never mind that. So yeah, I'm not gonna. There's no point in me pretending, okay, doing the morning and even to be serious. Her pro-choice advocacy. You know, I'm an animal rights defender. Well, I don't think they really should have rights. Of course, I think people should be able to torture them all they want. I wouldn't pass any laws against it. Gee, that'd be silly. I think the animals would like a better lawyer. Yeah, if I was on Animal Farm, I think I'd vote to throw "to be serious" in the bin as an advocate. I don't think she's going to win our case. You know, another nihilist son of a bitch. So anyway, and of course, in the morning, there's nothing to say. Slandering, lying sack of ugly shit. Yeah. But I could just go down the list. I can go just down the list and explain to you exactly why my contempt and rage is earned. The glibites, there's nothing worse than a glibite. They're worse than racists. They're worse than slave owners. You can't get it more wrong. When you only consider how you feel, okay, and you discount the suffering of others, yeah, you're so wrong. There's just no words for the wrong. You are not in the game. You're playing your own head game, and it's called bullshit. So yeah, I'm just going to go through these. Maybe I'll do a couple of videos where I just go through these talking points. Real quick ones. You know, like the argument from consent, which is really simple. And none of a man's answered it. If you don't have consent to do something, we all know it seems perfectly rational and sensible that you'd have to be really, really, really confident in your competency. So if you're going to do something against somebody's will, you got to make sure it's pretty much a gift. It's guaranteed they're going to profit from it. There's no margins. Very few margins for error, let's say. You have to be nearly perfect in your imposition when you're imposing without consent. But that's infinitely logical and sensible. That would be the standard. Now, is that too long a video to get a response out of one of these people? Let's see if they can do anything with that. Except evade it and pretend having children isn't imposing. Is that what they're going to do? Keep pretending it's not creating humans, is not imposing, is not directly and fundamentally influencing and affecting. I think they know better. That's why they're evil and in the bin, because they know better. Anyway, I think I've done enough. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm at my workstation. Ooh, there's little beasties loose. Ew. Humanoids. Hi. Yeah, I know. They'll have to be nice. I have to. I'll get fired. They're awfully cute.